There's a quiet transformation in love, a moment of silent power that rarely gets the recognition it deserves. This isn't about games. This isn't about getting a reaction or trying to win. This is about what happens when a man chooses himself, not out of ego, but out of alignment. She didn't fall for you when you chased her. She didn't see your value when you were proving it. She saw it when you walked away, not to hurt her, but to heal you. This is for the man who didn't stop caring. He simply started caring about himself more. A man who, like the Stoics of ancient times, knows that real love can't be forced, and what's truly meant for you never needs to be begged for. Today we're diving into why she only started to realize your worth after you let go. Let's talk about what happens when your stillness becomes louder than your words. 1. You stopped reaching and she started remembering. There's a subtle but powerful shift that happens when you stop being the first one to reach out. No more long texts, no more checking in, no more chasing clarity that should have been offered freely. It's in this stillness that something surprising takes root. She begins to remember. She doesn't just recall the laughs or the good times. She remembers you, the man behind those moments, the one who was once present, and suddenly isn't. And it stings. See, most people think silence means you've disappeared, but in truth, silence amplifies presence, especially when it's peaceful, not bitter. Your absence didn't scream, it whispered strength. When you stopped sending that message, when you didn't respond with emotion, when you didn't beg for closure or validation, that's when she started to feel you again, not as someone trying to get back in, but as someone who had the courage to walk out. The irony? She expected you to stay on the hook. She expected effort. She expected pursuit. What she didn't expect was you letting go. That absence, it was heavier than your presence ever was. And now she's looking back, scrolling through old pictures, wondering why her current conversations feel so empty, why the guys texting her now don't carry your depth. Because you weren't performative, you were real. Stoicism teaches that we reveal our strength not by clinging, but by letting go with integrity. So ask yourself honestly, did she remember who you were, or is she now starting to realize who she lost? 2. Your calm became louder than her doubts. She expected chaos. She expected begging, pleading, one last explosion of desperation. Instead, she got calm, grounded, centered, poised. And that calmness, it wasn't silence, it was volume, a kind of emotional clarity that spoke louder than any words ever could. You didn't run, you didn't chase, you didn't justify your worth. And in that unshakable presence, she began to question everything, because for the first time, she couldn't predict you. You weren't dancing to her rhythm anymore. You were living in your own. That's what real detachment looks like. It's not distance, it's discipline. Stoicism isn't the absence of feeling, it's the presence of mastery. She thought your strength was in how much you'd fight for her. Turns out your real strength was in how well you fought for yourself. And that shift, that reversal of emotional power, it made her rethink everything. Because a man who refuses to unravel, who doesn't explode, who doesn't need to win her back, is a man who suddenly becomes magnetic again. Calmness creates curiosity, and curiosity is the seed of new desire. She wasn't falling back in love with chaos. She was falling for your clarity. 3. You let go, but kept your standards. Letting go doesn't mean settling. Letting go doesn't mean weakness. It means you chose principle over pressure. You didn't abandon your values to keep her. You didn't bend to her emotional uncertainty. You stood tall even as you walked away. Most people leave because they're hurt. You left because you were healing. You didn't delete her in a dramatic act. You didn't post quotes to spark a reaction. You just vanished with dignity. That silence, that poise, it rewrote the narrative in her head. Because you didn't collapse. You evolved, quietly, and Stoicism teaches just that. Let your actions echo, not your emotions. You didn't love her any less. You just loved yourself enough not to lose yourself trying to keep her. And now? She's not just regretting how it ended. She's wondering how she never saw the man you truly were, the man defined by calm boundaries and unwavering standards. 4. Time didn't fade you, it defined you. She thought time would help her forget you. Instead, time made your absence more visible. The world didn't erase you, it sharpened you. Each day you didn't text. Each day you didn't react. Each day you didn't need closure. She felt it more, because detachment rooted in peace creates a mystery that isn't easy to replace. Your stillness wasn't passive, it was purposeful, and while she tried to move on, fill the space, meet someone new, something always pulled her back, not to your name, to your energy. Time didn't soften your image, it elevated it, because while she stayed reactive, you became unshakable. And now she doesn't just remember how you touched her life. She wonders if she'll ever find someone who moves the same way again. She realizes the void isn't from your message, it's from your masculine presence, a presence that didn't need to prove anything. 5. You chose growth over closure. This is the part most men get wrong. They chase closure, they write long messages, they beg for explanations. But you chose growth. You understood that some stories don't need to end with a final conversation. They end when you stop writing chapters she's no longer reading. You didn't wait, you evolved. You hit the gym harder, you meditated deeper, you built discipline like a fortress. You stopped checking if she watched your story, because you had a story to build on your own. And in that solitude, you became someone else, someone rare. She may never say it out loud, but she sees it in your glow-up, in your presence, in the way others speak about you now, with respect. And that's the secret. You weren't trying to show her anything. You were showing yourself what you were capable of. 6. She couldn't replace your presence. She tried. She downloaded the apps. She talked to other guys. She laughed at new jokes. But they didn't land the same, because you weren't just a guy. You were grounded energy. You had purpose, direction, and a depth that doesn't come from pretending. It comes from presence. Presence doesn't mean being loud. It means being felt. And when a woman loses a man like that, she doesn't just miss the conversations. She misses the stability. She misses the eye contact that said, I see you. She misses the stillness that said, I won't be moved. And that's not something another guy can fake. That kind of presence is earned through discipline, reflection, and truth. And now she knows. She didn't just lose a man, she lost a masculine force she may never find again. Final thoughts. You didn't walk away to win, you walked away to evolve. This wasn't a tactic. This wasn't a trick to make her miss you. You walked away because you remembered who you were, and now, you're not just someone she used to talk to. You're the man she underestimated and can't forget. So here's the question. Are you chasing her memory, or are you creating a version of yourself she was never ready for? Because in the end, it's not about revenge, it's about rebirth. Become so grounded, so elevated, that your old self becomes a stranger, even to her. Drop a comment if this hit home. Say, I've let go to grow, or I'm choosing growth over closure. Let's start the conversation. Let's walk the path of Stoic strength. Let's become men who no longer need to prove their value, because they embody it.